Okay, we are going to start the third drawing now. And this third drawing, if you can take a look at it, it's kind of a unique shape, has some neat characteristics. And for this one, I'm just going to pick what I want to be the front view. We're not going to go through all the rules in our check sheet, but you know, longest view, view with most detail, normal resting position, and what gives you the best right side, or how we come about our decision on the front view. And for this one, we are going to call this the front view of the object. So basically, we're just going to draw a rectangle that will fit this shape. All we're worried about right now is just a rectangle, just like we've been doing, so that we can box in the views. Okay? So there is something that's going to hold the front view. Now we know, and you should know this part by now, we transfer the lines up, project them up, projection lines. We're using very, very light lines because a lot of this is going to get erased. And we can project lines over. Okay. And now we need another piece of information. We need to know the depth of the object. And you can tell this is quite a bit wider, deeper than it is tall. So knowing that in the top view, since this is going to be the front and this is going to be the top, I'm going to sketch a rectangle that will house the top view right here. Okay. Now that I have the depth, I know about my right side view. I can transfer the line over, and as soon as it hits the reflection line, again, try to transfer this over, keeping it parallel. As soon as it hits my reflection line, I bring it straight down. The hard part on this is not to go on an angle, but just to keep it very straight, so this stays as parallel as possible. And then right here, I bring this over, and as soon as it hits that reflection line, I come straight down. And so now I have three rectangles on my paper. I'm going to clean those up a little so it's not confusing, so that you can actually see the rectangles. And there they are. Okay. And now we can look at this. We've done what's called blocking in the view. We've basically grabbed a piece of material that will fit this object. And now we have to sketch what we see in the front view. So let's take this just from a basic shape. If you look at this and you look right here, this is basically an L. Your eye will bring this line forward and this line forward. So all I'm concerned about right now is this L shape. So if I look and I kind of block it in or sketch it in, I'm going to do something that looks like this. Okay, so again, I know there's something going on here, but we're just trying to bring the line forward. And now you can see this whole corner, this whole chunk right here is gone. So let's get rid of that. By doing that, we learn some information about the other view. When I look now, I have the right side view right here. Well, how do I know where this is? How do I know the height of this? Well, it comes right from this line right here. So I transfer this over, just like that. Everything just kind of lines up. And now that line is this line. And I'll erase that so it's a little easier to see. Okay. And now this part is this part. Okay. Now let's look at the top view. If I look at the top view, I have some information as well. I have this corner right here is this corner. I can take this and transfer this right up. Every point comes up. So this corner comes up and it creates that line, and that's what I just drew. So you could see now we have this whole part is this part, and this big surface area is this big surface area. We just haven't put the notch in there yet because we need some information. So we're going to look at this top view, and we are going to just sketch this notch. Just like this. Trying to keep my lines parallel to each other so they're nice and straight, not slanting in. And now when you look, you can see there's no line right here. So I'm going to take that and erase it. So now if you look at this, and you know what, I'm a little out of proportion. I'm looking at how wide this is and how wide this is. I might adjust that a little bit. And again, it's not a big deal. I'll just bring it in a little. I did it very lightly. I'll do something like that, and I think I like the look of that better. So now, if you see this shape right here, that's this shape, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to this front and try to figure out where to put these lines coming down. Well, if I look at my top view, this corner is this corner. And so I just bring this line straight down, and it shows just like that. And this line comes straight down. That's this one right here. Comes straight down, and it looks just like this. And if you take a look at this, this is actually the front view of this object. Because remember, we're not drawing it 3D. So your eye is bringing everything forward. So here you can see this part is right here. This part is right here, and this part is here. Now we have to figure out what's going on right here. There's something going on in this section. So all that I have to do, I'm going to be transferring lines over from the top. And I go right from this point. I hit my reflection line. I come straight down like that. And what that just told me is where to put my hidden line for this notch. And so a hidden line is a 1/8 inch dash with a 1/16 space. And now I have that line drawn. Okay? And believe it or not, this object is done. I just have to clean it up a little bit, turn my construction lines into visible lines. So I'm just going to go back over and darken this in. Try to be as neat as I can. And this front view. It's like this. And darken it in. And now just my top view to go. Try to keep everything neat and parallel when it applies. So you can see these are really becoming much darker, much easier to see. And everything that we want to show is darkened in. Again, that tends to be the biggest thing that I see when I'm looking at student drawings. They don't darken in the lines that they want to show. You can see how these three views, they kind of pop. They're much different than the lines I transferred over. Very important that they're visible lines, and even this line is visible as far as how dark it is. It's still called a hidden line, but it's made with a nice dark stroke of my pencil. So here are the views. Here is the front view. Here is the top view. Here is the right side view. And that hidden line is coming from the notch.